Hey y'all, how's it going? My name is Jordan, also known as Scraps, and today I'll be guiding you through how to make this spaceship synth. Now, what I usually like to do during all my videos is go over the synth. I would have to say it's very screechy. It's probably best for drops and maybe to string the song on a little bit more, but have a listen to this demo example. So that's the synth we're going to be making today. Okay, so now what I usually like to do is I usually like to create a combinator to hold everything together. So we're going to right click, or what you can do is every time I say right click you can control click, or you can use it should be called the tool window, and this shows all the devices and instruments you need. And all you can do is just click and drag out. So anyways, now that we have our combinator, I'll right click inside and I'm going to create a brand new Thor polyphonic synthesizer. We're going to turn on portamento and we're going to leave the knob where it is. We're going to open up the show programmer. We're going to change our first oscillator to a wavetable. We're going to take it down an octave and we're going to put it up to, I think that's semitone 5. Just double checking. Yep. And for the position, we want our position to be 71. Now, if you can't get the right finite number, you can hold down Shift and then move the knob to where you need it. Because Shift allows you to hold, let's see, finite numbers. So for the second oscillator, we're going to choose analog. We're going to choose a square wave. We're going to choose the PW all the way down to 0. We're going to push this up an octave. And keyboarding is all the way on. Okay, that should be good. Now the next thing we want to do is, if we don't mess with our first filter, we want to actually take filter oscillator 1 to filter 1 off, and we want to choose our filter 1 and our routing settings for oscillator 1 and oscillator 2 to go into filter 2. Make sure that amplifier is enabled. Okay, so after this we're going to drag our decay and sustain all the way up. We're going to choose LFO 1 for the source. We're going to choose the amount to be 78. And the destination is going to be the filter 1 frequency. Don't really need to do this, it's pretty much already right where it is. It's perfectly fine. So we're almost there. We need to turn on our delay and chorus, not to mess with any of the settings. And after this, that's all we need to do for the patch. So after this, I'm going to right click on my Thor. So AutoRoutes, I'm going to go to my utilities and create a RPG 8 monophonic arpeggiator. I'm going to turn it off from sync to free. I'm going to choose the rate to be about 100.2. Now if my mouse could stop jerking all over the place, I would be fine. 3, 2, there we go. And I'm also going to turn up my gate length all the way. Now that we have that, I'm going to set it to octave 2. And that's it. Let me put it back to oscillator 1. Okay, so after this we're going to create a Scream for distortion unit. we're going to choose all the way for the type to scream. So all the way down here. I'm going to choose the damage to be at 16. That's exactly where it needs to be. That's cool. Turn up P1 all the way, and turn P2 down to 16. We want to use our cut. We want to force our low all the way up, and leave the mid and the high where it is. We don't use the body, so we're good on that. After this, we're going to go create from our studio effects an RV7000 advanced reverb. Want to take the dry wet all the way to 0, and then boost it up to probably about 4, and take the decay and put it about 62. Not 64, 62. After this, I want to create 3 equalizers. So there's 1, 2, and 3. For the first equalizer, we're going to take out our low and our highs. So I'm going to turn on P1 and P2. For P1, I'm going to take this about 169.2 Hz, gain down, Q all the way up. For parameter 2, I'm going to take this about 4646 kilohertz, gain down, Q all the way up. For our second equalizer, we're going to focus on our mids. So I'm going to turn on P1 and P2 and high shelf. So I'm going to take this about 192.8 kilohertz, gain down, Q all the way up. For parameter 2, I'm going to take this about, let's see where we are. Alright, I'm going to take this about 405.3 Hz, gain down, Q all the way up. High shelf, we want to leave this at 6,000 kilohertz. Well, actually, let's take this about 3.573, gain down, Q all the way up. And let me see how bad the frequency is. Alright. So for the gain, we're actually going to take this only a little bit down, so negative 3.7. So for our last EQ, what we're actually going to do is boost the lows. So I'm going to turn on my low cut, my low shelf, parameter 2, and that's it. I'm going to go up to probably 177.8 Hz, boost the gain probably to 4.6, and turn the Q to 2. After this, I'm going to take my parameter 2 and boost the gain a bit to see where it is. Alright, we're going to take this to 596.6 Hz, push that the gain to 6.9, and turn out the Q. Let's turn this to 2.7 for the Q. After this, we're going to go to our studio effects and create an M-class maximizer. Take off limiter, put a release to auto, turn on soft clip and the amount, make it 127. And let's see if I do anything after this. Oh, yes, in between the maximizer, we're going to create, I clicked on the third equalizer. I'm actually going to right click this and go to creative effects, choose the echo. Now what I love to do on the echo is find a very psychedelic delay. So we're going to choose long vocal ping pong echo. And that's it. I want to take the feedback probably down to 48% and the time. I'm probably going to make this 1/16 triplets. Now the reason why, let me see, aha, had my earplugs in wrong. The reason why it goes from right to left is because of the panning effect. Now what I'm going to do is take this down to 1/16. Same for the feedback on the right, take it down to 0. And I'm also going to take down this pan from all the way to the right to 0 if I can get it. Let me hold shift. There we go. And there you guys have it. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys for the next video. Peace.